Guys, we have to talk. Listen, I know this conversation is long overdue. I've been putting it off for so long. But we gotta talk about it now. Son, sweetheart, baby, I accept you. We gotta talk about politics.
What the fuck, dude?
I didn't subscribe for this.
I forgot I subscribed. Fuck you guys, I'm a post. Fuck you guys, I'm a post YouTuber. I make what I want.
I finally have the opportunity to talk about politics with you guys. This is great, and I'm gonna be centering my channel around this for the next couple months. Just kidding, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But enough dilly-dallying. Let's get into the topic of the video. Trump, his cabinet. It's a circus of performers, and they're all great at what they do, and that is dance. Dance, 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 dance. Hey. Trump went into his first term with the assumption that he could do whatever he wanted.
Who's gonna pay for the wall? 100%.
But that wasn't the case. He tried, and he failed. About twice, he got impeached 2 times. So he chose to go into a second term with a whole different plan. Picking his biggest dick suckers. People who will get down on their knees and kiss the ground that he walks on. And his tip. People who will bend to his word no matter what. And he has some pretty interesting picks for the members of his administration. Some of those include RFK Jr., Elon Musk, Pete Hegseth. What in the nightmare blunt rotation is this cabinet? Are any of these people qualified for the job? No. For this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about these picks and how funny they are. 'Cause they're really funny.
I just love seeing the country that I grew up in slowly deteriorate into a shell of its former glory. I get off to it. What do you want me to do?
Hey guys, I heard they remastered zombies on BO3, and
Guess who's on the cover?
RFK Jr. is a name I know you guys have heard in the news recently, and that's because he's become the new secretary for the Department of Health and Human Services. Yippee! Ignore the brain worms.
The New York Times reporting on a 2012 deposition during which RFK Jr. said doctors once found a parasite, a dead worm, in his brain.
Ignore all of his anti-vax rhetoric.
There's 25% of Americans who believe that they know somebody who was killed by a COVID vaccine.
Killed?
Killed. People who got the vaccine had a 23% higher death rate from all causes at the end of that study.
But that could not be the disease itself?
No, well...
No, not the brain worms. Ignore all of his... everything, actually. Take all that away and he's a really nice guy. Maybe. I don't even know.
That's a fit boy.
Take a look at his confirmation hearing where he showed complete humility, honesty, and definitely answered the questions.
Did you say that COVID-19 was a genetically engineered bioweapon that targets black and white people, but spared Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese people?
I didn't say it was deliberately targeted. I just quoted an NIH-funded and NIH published study.
Did you say that it targets black and white people but spared Ashkenazi Jews?
I quoted a study, Your Honor. I quoted an NIH study that showed that
I'll take that as a yes. I have to move on, I have to move on. Did you say that Lyme disease is highly likely a materially engineered bioweapon? I made sure I put in the highly likely. Did you say Lyme disease is a highly likely militarily engineered bioweapon?
I probably did say that.
Did you say that?
That's what the developer of
I want all of our
said.
colleagues to hear it, Mr. Kennedy. I want them to hear it. You said yes. Did you say that exposure to pesticides causes children to become transgender?
No, I never said that.
Okay, I have the record that I'll give to the chairman, and he can make his judgment about what you said.
Notice how he struggles to give a straight answer. Like this is the most difficult question he's ever heard before.
Listen, gay son or thought daughter, Mr. Kennedy.
It's funny that you ask. I like to think of it.
Answer the question, Mr. Kennedy. It's very simple.
Needless to say, by the end of it, I was thoroughly impressed. Not because he did well, but because nobody offed themselves in the middle of this hearing. I know I would. Okay. Maybe RFK's not the best, but what about Pete?
You know, what a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out from the same media that peddled the Russia hoax. Won't get back their Pulitzers. They got Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. See, this is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people. Not gonna work with me. So I'm happy to be here at the Easter egg roll with my dad and my kids, because, you know, this is what we're doing it for. These kids right here. This is why we're fighting the fake news media. This is why we're fighting slash and burn Democrats. This is why we're fighting hoaxsters.
Daddy, what's going on?
Shut up, son. I'm lying to the media.
I've never seen such a hateful, shit-eating, grin-having motherfucker be given such a powerful, influential job. Well, maybe I'm fibbing just a little bit, you know what? But still, this is bad. Prior to being Secretary of Defense, Pete was host of a show on Fox News called Fox and Friends. The show, like a lot of other things on Fox News, was not exactly the most forthcoming with the truth, if you're picking up what I'm putting down.
I don't think I've washed my hands for 10 years.
Oh, yeah,
I don't really wash my hands ever. Help me!
But the show can be defined simply as a show about Trump and how great he is. All of this fangirling got the attention of the man himself, and it landed Pete a position in the government. I'm not joking, that's literally it. Remove wokeness seems to be his motto, but it sounds like being woke to Pete is being diverse. Think about it. What do you guys hear from your parents or like millennial vapor cousins? Oh, that new movie has a gay in it? They really woke that one up. New superhero's a black guy? Or like the new superhero's woke.
I don't think I've washed my hands for 10 years.
Stop calling things that are different from you woke, okay? You sound unwoke. You're slept, I say. Take a look at this clip here, where he talks in length about what elements of the military are woke and need to get the fuck out of here.
We are leaving wokeness and weakness behind. No more pronouns.
The pronouns, get them off my screen.
No more climate change obsession. No more emergency vaccine mandates.
No more not washing my hands for 10 years.
I don't think I've washed my hands. No more dudes in dresses.
Come on, laugh.
We're done with that shit.
Wow, so brave. It must be so hard being you. You're goddamn right it is. Now keep clapping. Okay, everybody, write that down. The biggest problems in the military are climate change, vaccines, and dudes wearing dresses? What the fuck? Certainly, though, as a former officer of the National Guard, he'd have to have some principles for his men, right? He's a man's man, and a man's man knows that you gotta respect the civilians.
You've been instrumental in securing pardons for several convicted war criminals.
Senator, as someone who's led men in combat directly and had to make very difficult decisions, I thought very deeply about the balance between legality and lethality.
Ensuring that the men and women on the front lines have the opportunity to destroy with and close the enemy, and that lawyers aren't the ones getting in the way. I'm not talking about disavowing the laws of war, or the Geneva Conventions, or the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Sir, I'm talking about restrictive rules of engagement.
Ah, this guy's a chatterbox. Never gets down to the nitty-gritty. But okay, you know what? Maybe Pete Hegge's not the best pick either. But someone's gotta be right. Bad bitch. 3 feet to my left. According to my calculations, if I balance this fork on my finger, she will spread her legs.
Go, Elon, go. Go, Elon, go. Go, Elon, go. Eat your fucking food, Elon. Just fucking eat.
This is kind of fucking boring. What? It's not working. She's immune.
Self-destruct sequence will initiate in 60 seconds.
Titties and gentle dicks. We all know Elon Musk. He needs no introduction. We all know that he's very funny.
I am become meme.
Get the fuck off the stage.
Yeah, this is disgusting. Very cool and very, very smart. So smart that it's only taken him over 50 years to discover empathy.
The fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy.
I am become...
My company's are suffering because I'm in the government.
You just pointed that out a moment ago.
Right.
Do you think it helps sales if dealerships are being firebombed? Of course not. And Tesla customers are being intimidated all over the country and all over Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help Tesla? I mean, you had Tim Waltz, who's a huge jerk, running around on stage with the Tesla stock price where the stock price had gone in half, and he was overjoyed. What an evil thing to do. What a creep.
The fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy.
Guys, feel bad for Elon, okay? Elon's been given his own department by the Donald, the head for the Department of Government Efficiency. Stupid name. Why not call it the Department of Individuals Being Caring and Kind, or the Department of Youth Knowledge and Efficiency? Just spitballing here, don't mind me. So Elon has managed to get this position essentially by paying for it. He spent millions of his own dollars funding his current boss's campaign, paying people $1 million to vote for him, which kind of feels like bribery. And fast forward to now, the richest man in the world is now a part of the government. Welcome to the oligarchy.
I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Shut the fuck up. And Elon's got great plans for how to make the government oh so incredibly efficient.
Who else is here?
Well, President Milei has a gift for me.
Javier Milei from Argentina. You guys know who that is, right?
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw!
You know what would put the cherry on top of this video if we just got one more of these? Just one more. One more Sieg Heil before he leaves. So let's take a look at how efficient Elon is. I mean, the guy talks the big talk, presents himself as the smartest business mogul in the world. So let's see if he actually walks the walk. Here's an article showing all the contracts that Doge, or really Elon, claimed to save. Alright, so Elon's first contract here says it saved about $8 billion from the Department of Homeland Security. That's pretty good, man, I gotta say. That's like a lot of money. Oh, hold on guys, I gotta take this. Yeah?
Sir, they just hit the second tower.
What's that?
They just hit the second tower.
Uh-huh.
And your wife is filing for divorce.
Uh-huh.
And your kids hate you.
Uh-huh.
And you should kill yourself.
Okay. My sources just told me that the contract only saved about $8 million. That's not good, Elon. Alright, well the next 3 contracts saved over $600 million. That's really good, man. You're doing great, Elon. What's that? They're duplicates. And the original didn't even save 20 million? What's that? The money was already spent. Alright, you know what? I'm not even gonna bullshit you guys with the 5th contract. It saved barely like $500,000. And it says it saved $231 million. Once they scrapped these contracts, realizing that it was a bunch of bullshit, they posted a new contract, and the number one on that new one said it was $1 billion. But get this, that contract had actually been cut under Biden's admin. Oh my god. Guys, if Elon is lying to me, I don't know who else in the world I can trust. I'm a Redditor who loves dank memes, getting karma, and Reddit. Don't make me lose my hero. Wait a minute. Is that who I think it is? John Donald Vance. Where do I even start with this guy? I like seeing his face on my feed. That's pretty funny. I like those videos where a woman's correcting him on something and he's kind of just sitting there making the "I'm gonna physically assault you" face. And yeah, that's it. JD Vance is one of those guys who's so remarkably unremarkable. I've never come across such a square-ass motherfucker until I laid eyes on this handsome devil. Dastardly as he may be, he's lacking in almost every other category. Intelligence, leadership, initiative, common sense, respect, and appearances. I'm sorry for lying to you, Vance. I said you were handsome and I was lying. I'm sorry. JD Vance has had a despicable presence in foreign policy, especially regarding Ukraine. For those of you who have been living under a rock, Ukraine and Russia have been at war with each other for 3 years. Longer if you count all the Russian-backed insurgencies. Let that sink in for a moment. This is the largest conventional war in modern history. Biggest since World War II. Millions of people have been displaced and hundreds of thousands more have died while fighting a pointless war started by Russia. Now with that being said, let's see what former never-Trumper Vice President Vance has to say when the president of Ukraine was asking for a little bit of humility.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
What? What work should he be thanking him for? Do you guys remember that time when Trump withheld relief aid to Ukraine to extort Zelensky into beginning an international investigation into Biden's family? Because I do. He was literally impeached for that. That's my president. Godspeed. But you know what? I'm not unreasonable. I can agree with people I dislike. And Vance has a vibrant history of critiquing his own boss, Donald Trump. You know, he doesn't like people talking about it that much. He'd rather keep it on the down low. But I got to show it to you guys. It's too good. So here's some wise words from Vice President Vance.
Have you said thank you once?
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
Just once and for all, you again started this in part by saying that, at which Donald Trump repeated on the debate stage, Haitians are eating dogs and cats. Can you affirmatively say now that that is a rumor that has no basis with evidence?
Dana, the evidence is the first-hand account of my constituents who are telling me that this happened. The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to, create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana.
Liberals owned. Right, because I think a lot of these grievances are legitimate. But what it's doing is it's giving people an excuse to point the finger at someone else. It's point the finger at Mexican immigrants or Chinese trade or the Democratic elites. What Donald Trump has done is change the focus of the white working class from a sort of engaged and constructive politics to a politics of pointing the finger.
I think she's doing a great job as Second Lady of the United States, and I'm so proud to have her back by my side. And here's the thing, because the cameras are all on, anything that I say, no matter how crazy, Usha has to smile and laugh and celebrate.
First of all, if it's a fake news anchor, I'd appreciate y'all just letting them ask their question. It's okay. We can run them out of town after they ask their question. I'm kidding.
To all these white working class voters, we told you so. We told you that Trump was going to be a terrible candidate.
I think it's ridiculous that we're focused on this border in Ukraine. I got to be honest with you, I don't really care what happens to Ukraine one way or another.
The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man. I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. Good to see you.
Okay.
How long have you worked here?
I've been here since the beginning of July.
Okay.
Of this year.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Sir, just get your donuts and leave.
Okay.
But as somebody who doesn't like Trump myself, I understand where Trump's voters come from, but I also don't like Trump himself, and that's made me realize that maybe I'm not quite part of either world totally.
Because Vance was so quick to flip on his morals for a taste of power, attention, and money, he's the perfect yes man for the job. He would be what Mike Pence couldn't be, completely spineless. When the insurrection plot during January 6th was taking place, the only reason Trump's coup didn't take place was because Mike Pence, surprisingly, showed he had a spine and that he prioritized American democracy over his boss.
I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election.
But given Vance's history of flipping on a dime, why would anybody have any reason to believe that he'd say no? He's shown his inconsistency, shown his cowardice, shown his complacency. How can we trust a man like that to keep democracy safe when it comes down to the wire? We can't. Shocker. Tune in next time where we uncover the mystery of JD Vance's eyeliner.